which means big sister in English. So before I go about her experience, Ashiqin, can you unmute your mic and say hello?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can, loud and clear,
Yes,
Ashiqin.
yes, yes, yes.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, Ashikin, for that. Ashikin is an award-winning storyteller. She's a speaker, she's an educator, and she is a global nomad. From Russia to India, Turkey to Portugal, Ashikin has been on the stage of 10 countries with over 50 speaking engagements. As a result of her public speaking, she was honored at the age of 30 to become the youngest regional director for the World Communication Forum in Davos, Switzerland. She's a passionate advocate of women's rights. Nurul is also the sole founder of Project Fearless, a project dedicated to empowering young women with a vision of globalizing the participation of Malaysian women in their respective fields and building a strong foundation of women leaders in Malaysia. All that being said, let me just invite Ashikin to take the stage and take us through her amazing, amazing presentation for today. Ashikin, the floor is yours.
Hi.
Okay. Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Assalamualaikum, and a very good afternoon, I would say. Ketiga and 3 o'clock. So I am so honored to be here. That was such an amazing introduction. I was listening to it and I was like, wow, I did all those amazing things. And hi, everyone. Salam alaikum again. I see 159, 160 of you. I am so overwhelmed, but super excited to be with all of you today to share the topic, which is, I think, when Izana approached me 2 weeks ago to talk about this, I almost didn't even hesitate to say yes, because this is something that I am very passionate about to share, because I feel that, you know, once we share our journey, we don't know who we can inspire along the way. And this is why I'm here today. So I have prepared, actually, whenever I give a talk, right, I prefer to be very constructive instead of it's just a question and answer session. So I prefer to have something concrete. So I prepare a presentation and also some tools that we will apply along the way. So if you girls or boys or men, I saw some men and guys also here, if you have pen and paper, that would be nice to have, because we will do some exercise later on along the way. One of the tools that I'm gonna leave you with during my presentation. So are you guys ready? So let me see some on the chat room. Are you guys ready? Okay, right. So I'm gonna start. I can start now, right? Jessica?
Yeah, you can start now. We are super excited. Again, if I'm fangirling, just say my name.
Okay, I am going to start with my presentation for today. Okay, again, welcome everyone to the session this afternoon. Super excited, super stoked. The topic for today is rebuilding that confidence. I will explain to you later on why I call this rebuilding that confidence. And I hope that there are some key takeaways that you can take along the sessions, yeah? Again, my name is Ashiqin Shamsuri. I call myself an optimistic dreamer because I am a very optimistic person. And also a lot of things that I've done in my life, it's because I have big dreams and I work towards it. I have the privilege and opportunity to experience amazing things, do cool things. You know, I like Cheska said, I've been speaking internationally for the past almost 10 years. Can you hear me, Cheska?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Okay, so because I thought something wrong. And I was awarded Leader of the Future and Relation of the Future in Switzerland, founded my, Project Fearless. The idea is for girls to be fearless. The word itself, it's self-explanatory. And so I attributed all of the things that I've done in my 38 years of life, now you know my age, that through my ability to learn, unlearn, relearn what confidence is all about. Now you see the pictures that I'm on the stage and doing all of those things. Let me tell you something. It's not all the time that when I'm doing all these things, I'm super confident. No, I'm not. Sometimes, some of the days that I was doing all those things, I was freaking out. But that's the thing about confidence. It's fluid, but it's a skill that you collect along the way. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. A little bit about what I'm doing. I'm the founder of Clue to the Zoo. We are an edutech startup focusing on helping you to prepare yourself for working life. So we are actually an online marketplace. If you think about Lazada or Zalora, where you go and buy clothes, Clue to the Zoo is where you go to our website and buy live stream. So if you want to learn about self-confidence, soft skill, career skills, go to Clue to the Zoo, and you can choose whichever live stream that works for you and you need at that point, and voila, then you can actually upskill yourself or get more knowledge on that particular topic. So this is what we do. This is my passion project. I love being in education because, like Girls for Girls, I think you guys are doing amazing thing. It's also a part of it is educating. Clue to the Zoo is the same. We're all doing our part. And yeah, this is basically what we do. Right, okay. Enough about the promotion. The topic today, I'm gonna bring back the subtopic of rebuilding your confidence is bring back the C. I'm gonna explain to you why I call it bring back the C. But today, because virtual session like this is very difficult for me to gauge what is happening with you guys. So I will try to have some interaction so that I can feel a little bit of your interaction with me during the session. And we're going to use Slido. If you can go to slido.com or slide.do and you put an event code there. And let's see, how are you feeling this afternoon? Oh, I think that's, just give me a moment. Yeah. So go to slido.com and CTTZ and let me see how excited. Yes, we got the first answer.
To head over to the Slido website, guys. When it says enter the code here, enter the event code CTTZ.
Super excited, great, awesome, nice.
I'm going to cheat and just say that my answer was great too, because we have you here with us and we have an amazing amount of people in the crowd today.
Yeah, I am super stoked. All right. Curious. Amazing from Indonesia. Hello, someone from Indonesia. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us today. Okay.
We also have our sisters from the African region joining us. So we are super excited. We're all here for you, Ashiqin.
Yes. So I'm excited and a little bit scared. I hope I live up to the expectation. Okay. Right. Okay. Sam is exhausted. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay. Right. I'm going to close the poll so that we can continue.
Hey.
Okay. So, yeah. And we can see that now. Okay, bring back the C. Why I call this session Bring Back the C is because, like, I do believe that all of us somehow was born with a sense of confidence. I don't have a kid myself, but for those of you who have a child or observing child behavior, you actually can see that a kid usually do not have any hesitation in asking things. You know, there are no inhibition. If they want something, they go for it. They don't think much about what people think, for example. But along the way, we sort of lose that confidence for ourselves. It can be for many reasons. It can be environment, it can be school, it can be some people, it can be teachers, it can be many things. It can be in our environment. So just like the picture that I shared today, it's like we are let our confidence slipping away from our hands, like our fingers, like those balloons. So that's why I call the session today is also bring back our confidence again, because somehow we lacked that innocent confidence that we have as a kid. We lost them. So I'm actually curious, if you feel like you wanted to share on Slido, again, we go on Slido, you can share, like, where do you think that confidence, how does it goes away? Where did it all go wrong? Maybe I can get some answers to see if you, okay, parents. Anxiety. Yeah. So we can see now there are many reasons along the way, comparing ourselves, self-sabotaging, school, high school, people, afraid people of expectations.
I think for me, my answer was primary school. For those of you who have already answered on Slido, do you think you can just share with us your answers in the chat box as well? Because all of us go through our experiences and we don't want to feel alone in that. So don't leave me hanging. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I can see that, see, this is heavy. What you're sharing, what I'm looking at right now is heavy. And I'm feeling a little bit choked because I'm so touched that, you know, you guys are sharing this with me today, you know, the childhood trauma. And I am actually, yeah, okay. Okay, I see that, I see you. So basically that's what happened, you know? So okay, let me take a step back. Thank you for sharing all of your stories so that, you know, we can see that where did it all go wrong. There are so many reasons, you know, bullying, perceptions, other people's expectation, parents, school, high school, primary school even. So this is where our confidence, you know, things slipped away. And okay, so what is confidence? Confidence is taking, the definition of confidence itself is to take the belief that you're valuable, worthwhile, capable. It's also known as self-esteem. Add a little bit of optimism that comes when you are certain with your abilities and empowered by this act courageously to face a challenge head on. I know it's a lot to unpack here, but this is the definition of confidence that I truly like. I got it from TED Talk, and I bring it today because I really like these definitions of confidence. And when we talk about confidence, right, I would like to unpack two things from the definition just now, which is to understand the contradictions between self-confidence and self-esteem. You know, it's not really a contradiction because it's actually interconnected with one another, but we need to understand what is self-confidence and what is self-esteem so that we can actually differentiate, okay, what is actually happening to me at this moment? So let's see the definition of self-confidence. Confidence comes from competence. So self-confidence is about your ability to do something, that you're confident to do something. To be self-confident, meaning that you trust with your own abilities to to do something. For example, when we first started learning how to drive a car, I don't know about you, but when I first started learning how to drive a car, I was terrified. I was horrified because it was very scary. But eventually, the more that we drive a car, we started to be confident about our ability to drive a car. So we don't even have to think twice about, it's like a muscle memory. It's the same if you have debilitating fear of public speaking, for example. So how do you get over public speaking fear? Is one, to learn the skill to do that, and also to keep speaking in public, so that you actually in awe in your own ability and your own confidence. So that is self-confidence. Confidence comes from competence, the ability, the trust that you can do something. Self-esteem, on the other hand, is a little bit more tricky, because self-esteem is how you view yourself. So I will dive deep on this one, but I can say that self-esteem is something that you develop over time. And if we don't have a healthy sense of our self-esteem, it can cause multitudes of problems, from bad relationship to feeling belittled by people. Trust me, I have been there. I have been in bad relationship because I do not have a good sense of self-esteem for myself. So whatever that I'm telling you guys today is actually something that I go through myself, not something that, that didn't happen. But okay, let me take a step back. I forgot, I should have said this in the beginning. For all of you tuning in, 182 of you, I am glad that you are here, and I'm super honored, but I have to have a little bit of caveat that but talking about self-confidence is actually, while it's very close to my heart, but it's actually a very, how do I say, a delicate topic. And I'm not speaking from a point of view of a psychologist or psychiatrist, because confidence also relate a lot to us, our own psychology. But I am talking today, I'm sharing with you my story, what I have learned, the practical things that I applied, my mistakes, by observing other people, by reading a lot of books, and also listening to a lot of podcasts. Trust me, I have been listening to so many podcasts, especially during this pandemic. It's insane. So I would like to have that disclaimer. So I will not touch upon anything that requires expertise of a psychologist, because I'm not a psychologist. I do not want to step other people's feel or overstep my boundaries. So that's it. And it is difficult to build self-confidence, but if we don't fix our self-esteem. So how, the most important thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is how do you view yourself? Self-esteem has a building block. So building block is, how do you build it? You have unconditional worth about yourself, unconditional love, and then because you built the unconditional worth and unconditional love, it started to grow into becoming a healthy self-esteem for yourself. So first, make sure that we have a strong foundation for our self-esteem so that we can grow. And a wholesome self-esteem is basically something realistic. You are realistic of your own capabilities, who you are. You feel a quiet gladness of who you are, and dignity that come from realizing your worth, and also at the same time appreciate yourself. So on the other hand, we are realistic of who we are, but at the same time, we are also appreciative, just like how you appreciate a great friend. You are appreciating that. So self-esteem is about being realistic and also appreciate of who you are. That is the foundation of a wholesome self-esteem. So I use acronym FAST when it comes to self-esteem. One is, you have to be fair with yourself. Why be fair with yourself? It's like, you know what? We're going to make mistakes. We're going to, I need to say this, Jessica, I can curse. I would curse sometimes. So I would say that we will screw up, and we will make mistakes. We will embarrass ourselves. And that's okay. That's fine, because this is how we learn. And be fair that, I don't know shit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to learn. So this is what be fair to yourself is about. And no over apology. Over apology, women tend to do this a lot. So we will say, oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry for what? And also, like I noticed this with myself when I actually, this is a simple thing, but I realized that I'm over apologizing, because when I went to supermarket and there's somebody with a trolley blocking the way, I'm the one saying sorry. Sorry, can I pass through? Why am I saying sorry? So this is like habit of over apologizing. When we're wrong, of course we have to apologize, but there's no necessity to be sorry about everything and blaming ourselves too much, And then the next one is to stick to your values. What is important to you in your life? What value that you carry? And also be truthful. Be truthful is like, sometimes we have to have a lot of self-reflection. Like, okay, I am not good at this. What can I do about it? I am difficult for me to wake up early. How can I change? Or I am always late. How can I change? Or there are things that you need to fix. It's a very scary experience, I would say, to be truthful to yourself, because to face yourself truthfully, it's not easy, but it's something that we need to do to build our self-esteem. And okay, so here are some of the tips that I will share with you today. And I have also tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, that this is not a magical cure. So we need to keep on practicing this. And the first thing that I learned when I turned 30, I wish I learned this earlier, but I do feel that even if I learned this earlier, I probably wouldn't appreciate it that much, because I don't have the maturity to actually do that, is to change your stories. What does it mean to change your story? Changing your story doesn't mean that you are lying to yourself. No, it's not. But changing, all of us, all of you, me, our moderator, Cheska, all of us are made of stories. We all made of stories. But there are happy stories, there are sad stories, there are traumatic stories, there are stuff that we wish we don't have to remember, But changing your stories means to reframe what happened to you and put it in a more positive light. It's not that you're lying to yourself. No, it's not. But imagine like when something happened, the news will take one part of the story and put it to you, and that create your perception about something, right? So that's what news does. Why not we become the news of our own life, where we take something and then we say, we see in a more positive light. For example, in the past, this is honesty hour. There's 200 of you here, so I'm gonna be honest. So this is honesty hours. I'm gonna be really, honest. I have relationship in the past that doesn't work out, and it failed. And I used to be embarrassed about it, because that means I failed in my relationship. But then when I learned about changing your story, then I reframe my failed relationship. I don't want to call it fail. I don't like that term. I can say that I was just finding out what works for me, or I just finding out what works and doesn't work. And I was simply making a choice. So who made the rules to say that you have to marry the first person that you date? So, and when I reframed that, there's one part. When I reframed that in a way that I was not like, what, if my relationship work out, it's great. If it doesn't work out, it's just me simply making a choice. And what is so wrong about that? There's many other things, when my brother died, for example, from cancer, and I can be wallowing in self-pity that says that, my brother died, everything hurts, he's my best friend, But I changed the story in a way that I don't want his death to be in vain. You know, he doesn't have chance to live, and I do. And I want to live in the best that I could, you know? So that's how you change. And you, instead of wallowing in self-pity and, you know, put yourself, we all been there. We put ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Instead of doing that, how long are we going to punish ourselves with bad stories? So change your stories and reframe what happened to you in a more positive way. So that's one. The next one is to surround yourself with good people. I cannot emphasize this enough. I have made a mistake in the past where there were not such a good people in my life, you know? But how do I say it? I wish for all the girls out there, for all of you, to have good, strong female friendship. You know, if you are male, the male in the group also, to have a good support with good people, because only amazing thing can come from this. And I would say that there are things in my life that I cannot go through without the support of my girlfriends. There are things in my life that I will not be able to face if not because of my girlfriend. But there are one thing that I also need to emphasize here is that if you want to be surrounding yourself with good people, we need to be a good person ourselves, you know, because energy attracts energy, good energy attracts good energy. So I'm not saying that I'm such a good person, but I have my moment, you know. But I would say that when it comes to my friendship, the best thing that we can do for our friends is to always show up. You know, we show up, we invest. When our friend need us, we be there. Invest in your friendship, invest in the time that you give to your friends. So we need to surround ourselves with good people to build our good self-esteem. And at the same time, we need to be good ourselves. And negative people can really bring you down, man. I am not joking. You know, I have ex-boyfriend that told me, say stuff like, you think you're so good, you think you're so great, you think that you are, you know, everything. So that can crush us like no other. And I have seen what happened to oneself if you actually not careful with who you surround yourself with. You know, it can really destroy you. So create boundaries. If you feel that some people are not good for you, step out of it. It's okay to actually cut ties with something that does not build you, okay? And take that calculated risk. Taking risk. I am famous of, not famous. I am known to have no inhibition, for example, in the past to ask a guy out. I don't care. If I want to ask a guy out, I ask a guy out. So I know a lot of those are not a very good example, but taking calculated risk, meaning that, how do I say it? Everything comes with the risk. When you are agreeing to do a public speaking, for example, you know, the risk is you might embarrass yourself. You might be stuttering or whatever. That is the risk. But when you make when you actually you make the calculations like, okay, I am going to go speak in public. What is the worst thing that can happen? I might go blank in the middle of my presentation, or people might not like my presentation. So what? So what? It's part of your learning. And then if you feel like, okay, I'm going to do this, do the calculation of what are the risks that comes with it, and then be intelligent about the reason why we take risks is because once we took those risks and we are successful, or even if we are not successful, we will be proud of ourselves that we actually take a chance. And those are the contributing factor in building our self-esteem. Look, I'm not great in public speaking, but I was brave. I take my chance and I do it. And then, okay, I embarrassed myself, but at least I actually tried, you know? So that's one. Why I say that take the calculated risk. And another one is don't compare yourself with others. This is easier said than done, okay? We are living in the age of social media. Everybody is comparing. It's very easy to go into down that hole. So I would say that try to minimize that, because nothing good comes from that. If you feel that some people are giving you some kind of weird energy through your phone, it's as simple as just don't follow them anymore, or don't see what they post anymore, you know? So we are living in the age of hyper information. And because of that, we are very easily go down into this rabbit hole of comparing ourselves with other people. But I would say that do not do that. And trust me, even the shiniest people, even the person that you see has everything, has cracks. You know, we all has cracks. We have things that we're dealing with that we don't want to talk about. And don't don't feel that you need to compare yourself with other people highlights. You know, those things on social media, at least it's just someone's highlight. It's not a real life. So if you need to take a break, I take a break from social media for 2 weeks. One is because I'm not in a very good mental state myself and I need a break. And secondly, I need to try to be productive. If you're not in a good headspace and if you need to take a break from social media, then do that. Why not? You know? And okay, move your body. I cannot emphasize this more than anything else. You know, now that for those who are in Malaysia, for those who are not in Malaysia, I don't know if you know that we are in current like semi-lockdown. We are not, things are not open. But even in this situation, I would say that move your body more, because I think some of you here probably an expert in physical activities or in exercise, in sports. We know that what it does to your body. It does a tremendous, amazing thing. It produces, you know, all this good hormones. Suddenly I goes blank. I don't remember anymore what the name of the good hormones. And it makes you feel good, and it doesn't hurt that it also eventually make you look good. So basically, that is why I say that, you know, if you cannot go to the gym, at least, you know, go for a run, walk for 30 minutes every day, try your best, do home exercise, because this is contributing to how we view ourselves. You know, how we view ourselves is accumulated with stuff that we do. And exercising and moving your body and keeping healthy is also contribute to how you see yourselves. And that is one of the things that I feel I cannot leave out for the session today. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is to be aware of what are you feeling at this moment. Let me tell you something. Yesterday, this is an example of practicing mindfulness. Yesterday, I got a rejection email. You know, being an entrepreneur, it's very normal for you to get a rejection email. And I was so upset about the rejection email. And my mindfulness practice actually told me, give me a chance to feel that, okay, I got rejection email. It sucks. And what am I going to do about it? I'm going to be upset about it the whole day, or I'm going to see what I've done wrong or what is not correct so that I can fix it. It's the same with practice mindfulness, is to be aware of what you are feeling at that point so that it doesn't really affect who you are. For example, I don't know if you can relate to this. We can go through our day and suddenly we feel like there's something not right. It's just not right. What is happening? And then your mindfulness will take you like, oh yeah, she says something or he says something nasty to me this morning. And that your mindfulness will say that, should I pay attention to that or should I let it go? It's the same when I have a busy day. I really have a busy day and suddenly something disrupt my day. Maybe it's email or messages, somebody say something. And my mindfulness will take a stop and say that, look, I have a busy day. What is this thing that is bugging me right now? Okay, somebody said something. I read something on the news. new policy come out that will disrupt my business, whatever. Should I pay attention to it? Should I let it go? Does it matter? And then you slowly decide whether you want to pay attention to it or not, you know? So make sure that it does not, these are all external things, and make sure that it does not affect how you view yourselves. So then mind your posture. Our posture is very important. Sit straight. How do we, because the thing is, when it comes to our posture, my mom used to be very strict with my posture, actually. She always asked me to sit straight. Now that I'm older, I understand why we have to do that. It's actually how you're observing your body language. That is because the person that actually observing our body language is ourselves also. So, okay. Give yourself permission to be in the process. Have compassion with yourself. Be kind to yourself, most importantly. You know, I know that time is hard right now because of COVID, and I will not pretend that I understand or I even remotely we are not in the same place. I will not pretend that I will fully understand what you're going through, but I would say that this is a hard time for everyone, you know, so have compassion with yourself. This is a big word when you say have compassion, you need to do that. There's no other way. I've seen the comment that in the Slido just now, you know, you're sharing what you're going through, and the fact that you know that's what you're going through. The best thing to do is to be kind with yourself, because in the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we only have ourselves. You know, we have, of course, we have God and we have people around us, but how we help ourselves and how we be kind to ourselves is the most important part. And so I have a little bit of tools today that I'm going to share. So we're going to do this very, very quickly. So self-confidence comes from within, and mostly because we are able to be kinder and compassionate to ourselves. And the exercise is called, how would you treat a friend? So if you have a piece and paper, you can take it out. So how would you treat a friend is an exercise where you show a warm and understanding toward ourselves when we are suffering, rather than we are being self-critical. In this way, our inner dialogue is more gentle and encouraging, because most of the time we used to use stuff like, oh, whoa, that was dumb. I'm such a failure. I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? You know, we tend to do that to ourselves. When we tend to talk like that. So consider for a moment, would you say such things to a close friend or even a stranger for that matter? So now, the goal of this exercise for you to highlight, for us to highlight the difference and discrepancy about how you treat yourself versus how you treat your friend when life is difficult. And then how do you practice cultivating self-compassion? So now, step one, if you have a pen and paper right now with you, imagine if your friend come to you and he or she is suffering or having a hard time. You can write down your friend situations and write down what is your response towards your friend. So I would give like maybe 1 minute or so for this one. So what is your friend situation? What is your response to your friend?
Wow, even at the start of the exercise, I'm starting to realize how much nicer I am to my friends as opposed to how I speak to myself.
Yeah. Okay, so now your friend situation and your response. Step two, now think about yourself when you are having a hard time, or when you make a mistake, or when you fail your own situation, and then see how do you speak to yourselves. Okay. And then step 3 is now you can see the difference. Can you see the difference? How you talk to your friend and how do you talk to yourself? And maybe quickly have a short self-reflection on why did you do this? Why did you do this to yourself? Why did you talk to yourself that way? But why are you talking to your friend so nice? And then step 4, you can do this later on after the exercise also. Then write down how you think things might be changed. How can it change if you responded to yourself in the same way that you respond to your friend? So our self-monologue, like Cheska said, is brutal. We are brutal to ourselves. So, but when friends come to us, you babe, it's fine. It's okay. It's just, it's their fault. It's not our fault. We are so kind to our friends. Like, you got this. You got this, babe. You're the queen. But when it's the count ourselves, why are you so stupid? Why you do this? So maybe in that self-reflection, you tell in the future, the moment that you wanted to start degrading yourself, I would say maybe that's not a very good terms. Maybe if you wanted to bring yourself down, remember, would you say this to a friend? Would you say this to your friend? If you wouldn't say this to your friend, why would you want to say it to yourselves? Okay, that is the tools that I shared. I think that the organizer also have my slide. So I believe that if you guys want, you probably can have my slide later on after the session so that you can keep on referring to the slide if you need to. Remember, when things in your life don't go as planned, and have a go at treating yourself like a good friend and see what happens. The more you practice being compassionate towards yourself, the more natural and habitual it will become. So this is what I wanted to leave you today. If there's one thing that you bring back today, is probably talk to yourself on how you talk to your friend. Okay, so on the self-esteem part, I have covered what I wanted to cover, from changing your stories to finding your tribe, to have good posture, exercise, all of this thing. The reason was because all of those things contribute to how you view yourself. Remember the building block: unconditional worth, unconditional love, growth, and also then your self-esteem. So those are the things that I wanted to share. But before I end my presentation, there's also some practical tips to boost your confidence that you can do. Some quick fix that I think some of you probably do it yourself. One is to, whenever I need a win, I always say that I need a win. I need a win today. I listen to not inspirational music, but music that I know will boost my confidence. Whenever I have to speak whenever I'm alone in my hotel room, overseas somewhere in random city before my big presentation, I always sit in my room by myself listening to Ella, Standing in the Eyes of the World, random, but because I feel that, okay, I am Malaysian speaking on international stage, and I feel that I need to make my country proud, and I need a boost for this. So Standing in the Eyes of the World is the song that I listen to keep myself going. And also another thing that I listened to was Eminem. I cannot for the life of me remember what's the title. Eminem, Lose Yourself, I think, where Eminem says that you guys probably too young for Eminem, probably don't even know. This is why I hate talking about my music choice.
Miss ma'am, we know who Eminem is. We are cultured.
Because I feel like, okay.
My kind of music too.
Yes.
My kind of music too.
So I feel that
you're not alone.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to hear that, because all these young people probably don't know who Eminem is. And Eminem is something that I listen to because in one of the songs, I think it's called Lose Yourself, where Eminem says that you have one chance and one opportunity to prove yourself. And that's basically it. Sometimes we are in a situation where we have one chance and one opportunity to to make our country proud or to make ourselves proud. And that's the kind of music I listen to. So I don't know what you guys are listening to at this moment. Maybe young people, all of you, big fan of K-pop. I totally respect that because I'm a big fan of K-drama. Yes, I just finished Vincenzo. I'm so proud. And currently watching Hospital Playlist because so many of you are recommending it. So yeah, so babies, I don't know what you guys are listening to this time. Maybe some nasheed, you know, some spiritual song, maybe whatever. So listen to things that can boost your confidence. Another thing is power posing. Power posing was founded by the research. It's been a while, and just give me a second. Okay, give me a while. It's been founded by Professor Emekadi from Harvard. Power posing is actually tell yourself, you strike in a power pose. Maybe you strike you take a position like a Wonder Woman, or you make yourself big. What power posing is a way for you to trick your mind into believing that you got this, you know? So it's not fake it till you make it, but fake it till you become it. So whenever I am not feeling, because whenever you tak confident, you're not feeling confident, then you make yourself small, you actually make yourself feel worse. So power posing is one of the things that I love to do, and it helps. So if you feel that you can Google power posing if you don't know what power posing is, and maybe take that approach. Another thing is to, whenever I have to tackle something big, for example, I'm organizing an international forum, or I have a big event, or I need to speak in front of 300 people, you know, whatever. I already imagine that I've done it. I have already imagined that I have achieved it, so that my focus become a laser focus, where I was like, okay, I can visualize how I'm doing it, so that you become laser focused in what you wanted to do, and everything else is just noise. So that is some of the quick tricks that I can share with you that I do. I will not share things that I don't do. So listen to motivational music that works for you, do your power posing, and also visualizing your success when you need that. Because you're like, you know what? If I actually can deliver my speech in such an amazing way, I will feel super good about it. And you become super focused on that. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, that is one of the ways to do it. Another thing about self-confidence is believe in your ability to improve. In this life, there are two types of mindset, which is one is fixed mindset, another one is growth mindset. Fixed mindset is not good, because if you have a fixed mindset, if you feel that, oh, I am not good with technology, and then you feel that I'm not good with technology, I'm just going to not care about technology, and because I'm not good with it. Or you can also have a growth mindset and says that I'm not good with technology, but I can learn, you know, I can grow, and I will stumble. And, you know, people who actually have a growth mindset, let me tell you honestly, I don't always have a growth mindset. Not like, wow, Kak Long, you have growth mindset. No, actually, I used to be the same. Like, okay, I'm not, for example, I am not good at cooking. I learned that very late in my life, but I realized that, okay, how long can I think that I cannot cook? Or I can also say that I cannot cook today, but tomorrow I will become better by learning and learning and learning. And growth mindset is a mindset where you say that whatever position that you have right now is not permanent. If you're not good with financial, how do you manage money? Learn how to manage money. If you're not good with, I really wanted to, you know, be good at something, and I'm not good at it right now. Fixed mindset will say that I'm not good at it. That's about it. That's it. End of story. Growth mindset will say that, okay, I'm not good with it, but I don't want to be here forever. I want to be better. So believe in your ability to improve. And this message that I share with you, believe in your ability to improve, come also with practice failure. We will fail, trust me. And we live in the society that really treat failure like some kind of a death sentence. And for those of you who older, not old, but older, can tell all of you young people here that we will screw up, you know, we will make mistake and we will fail. God knows I failed so many times. I embarrass myself, I make mistake, and there are things that I wish but failure is actually the best teacher you could have in your life. So if you failed, and all of you young people who are terrified of failing, I would say that you will, that's the bad news, you will fail. But the good news is there's only good thing that come from it, which is you can learn, you know, it's the best teacher. Don't be so hard on yourself. Even your friends say, oh, you made mistake, you failed. So what? So what? You know, it's your failure and your mistake. And that's how you wanted to learn. That's how you learn. Okay? Oh, I am so passionate when it comes to this, because I feel like if I learned this earlier about it's okay to fail, I wouldn't be so hard on myself when I was younger. And okay. So actually I have a video, but I will play on YouTube instead, because this is not great for the video. I am going to share one of the video that I really love from Salma Hayek. I'm going to stop to share my presentation, and I'm going to share something else. Just give me a moment.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Sorry.
It's better than to do nothing and learn nothing and not evolve.
Sorry.
Your mistake is your greatest.
I will do that again. Just give me a moment. Be patient with me. All right, so this is one of my favorite video from Salma Hayek. You guys can see, right, Cheska?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
All right.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's better than to do nothing and learn nothing and not evolve. Your mistake is your greatest opportunity. And if somebody's making fun of you because you made a mistake, don't go down because of it. If you say, so what, to their face, if you say yes, so what, they are powerless. They are powerless. Yes, I messed up. Tomorrow it will be another day. Next year will be another year. It is my mistake, not yours. You have your own.
Okay, so I am going to close that. And go back to my presentation. So before I go, one of the things that I also wanted to leave you with is that I'm very big on for us to share our vulnerability, because we live in a world where everybody is showing highlights and success and achievements on our social media, which is a big part of our life. But, you know, by sharing our vulnerability, what we're going through, our stories, is actually a way to create a much more authentic connection with other people and make other people feel less alone with their struggle. Because many of us, things that we're going through, other people are going through as well. So I hope that when you have your brave stories and you have your stories that you're proud of, so tell your stories, how you overcome what you went through, because it will be someone else's survival guide. So that's what I am leaving you today. So yeah, Cheska, that's it. I'm going to stop with my presentation now.
Oh my God. It's we have missed your face first of all, like Katlong, like I feel like it's been a while. Like everyone who didn't manage to catch Ashikin's face at the start before the presentation, this is what she looks like. All right. So, I mean, we can't thank you enough for sharing all your tools and tricks. Personally, for me, I know it'll go a long way, especially in the office. So, for our audience here today, we'll be sending the presentation, the toolkit that Ashikin just shared, to your email so you can practice it at your own time and in your own space. So, uh, Katlong or Ashikin, we've received a few questions from our participants. So, I hope everyone who's still in the crowd, I hope you're ready to get into it. So, the first question that we received is actually, so you spoke about self-love a lot throughout, obviously, like it's the core theme of our session today. So someone asked, what is the difference, or how do you tell the difference between loving ourselves and being narcissistic?
Wow, that is okay. Good
Yeah.
question. That's why I go back to the my presentation just now about self-esteem. Self-esteem. You're asking about loving ourselves, about being narcissistic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Self-esteem is about realistic and appreciative, and also you are realistic of who you are, and you are appreciative of who you are, but you also good self-esteem is not selfish. Good self-esteem is not self-centered. Good self-esteem is not being full of ourselves. We constantly checking in on ourselves. Okay, this is our ability. This is what we can do. This is how we do what we're good at, and that is giving us a realistic view about ourselves. How do you do that? Is actually to check in with trusted people. I would say that it's very easy for us to slip down the road of become narcissistic or sociopathic, self-confident, like a little bit crazy. But I would say that by checking in with your trusted circle, that's why I posted my post in my Instagram this week where I say that, I don't care about what other people think, I don't care. When I was younger, it was like, I was like that too. But then it's very easy for us to lose ourselves in that mindset if we feel like, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care. So then we will be building this narcissistic way of how we view ourselves. So that's why I would say that the whole thing of I don't care what people think has a caveat. Go check in with people that, your friend, and say that, you know what, babe, what do you think? Am I being a bad friend right now? Am I, like your trusted circle, your tribe will know how to talk to you. Like, I have friends yang garang. Not all my friends are nice. Some of my friends will like, Shikin, what the hell? And I'll be like, yeah, I know. Oh my God, why did I do that? So that's why having trusted circle is, it's actually good for you as a reflection. And again, narcissist is it's a heavy term. Yeah, it's a psychological problem. I do believe that it create many problems to others, not only to ourselves as well. So loving ourselves and realistic in ourselves and constantly checking in is not narcissism. But we all have a little bit of narcissism in ourselves. Of course, like try walk in front of the shop right now with the window. Do you check yourself or not? Of course, we will check ourselves a little bit.
Why not? Why not? I mean, we look good. We know we look good.
Yeah,
Why not?
So there's a little bit of narcissism in all of us, but constantly checking in, constantly asking feedback, and be realistic, and also make sure that our sense of worth is not harming other people. I think that is a good benchmark.
All right. Thank you so much for addressing that question. For the person who asked that, I hope that answer is something that you can run with. So another question we received is on the other end of the spectrum pula. So just now it was all about narcissism and a bit feeling yourself a bit too much. So this question is all about how can you spot if you're falling into self-pity pula? So, like instead of being so into yourself, now you're so against yourself. Like how can you identify that?
Though I call that macam you digging your own well. You dig yourself deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you finally like, wow, I am deep in this crap. How the hell did I get out from here? I'm sorry, girls, or boys and girls. This is how I talk. So it's like, yeah, all of us has been there. Okay, I'm going to be really frank with you. Even the most confident person, we have our moment, that we feel that nothing is right. We are doubting ourselves and like, what the hell am I doing in this world? Like, what is my purpose even? But my way of doing this, and I don't know if it works with everybody else. I would say I will sit with that feeling for a bit. I will sit and I will, because if you push it, like, I want to feel better, I want to feel better, I will sit and I say, okay, why do I feel like this? Okay, and again, your question is about being super negative, right? Being self-pity. Allow yourself to be in that moment, because there are reasons why we are wallowing in our self-pity. That nobody suka-suka je nak duduk, I'm sorry, nobody actually like to, watch Netflix 17 episodes in one day, because you are wallowing in your self-pity. There are reasons. So sit with it for a bit, understand, be mindful. Okay, why do I feel like this? Is there anybody I can talk to? Is there any professional help that I can ask? Or can I speak to trusted friends? Can I watch motivational videos? And then slowly, like I said, when you dig yourself deeper and deeper and deeper, slowly build yourself again to get out of those deep well that you dig for yourself. But I would say that do not shrug it away. Don't shrug it off. Sit with it. Learn what that feeling wanted to teach you, and then ask for help if you need to.
That's beautiful, honestly. And I wish someone shared this with me when I was, an angry 15-year-old sitting in my room, Linkin Park in the background.
Aren't we all?
Is that too old for the crowd here? I'm not actually old. I'm young. I'm just lembab, Okay. So a lot of the questions earlier were about our internal emotions, right? So addressing self-pity, addressing narcissism, and all of those kind of help us build our confidence. Now, speaking of which, we have quite a number of questions on that. So this is from one of our audience members. When you first started out, did you get cold feet standing or speaking in front of large crowds? If so, did it get better over time, or do you still have it, but you just kind of pretend like you don't?
Okay. I love this question. Thank you for the one who's asking this. Actually, I love all the questions. I was so rude. I'm so sorry. I should have thanked all those questions. And this particularly, I will tell you the story that when I was invited to speak in Davos, I was 28, 29, and I was the youngest in the crowd. I wanted to run. I wanted to run. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. What the hell am I doing here? So and then I realized that, like I said, I'm listening to Eminem's song, and I said, you have one opportunity, one chance. Am I going to screw this up, or am I just going to go for it? So I go for it, and I can tell you right now, my first presentation in Switzerland was so bad. I cringe when I think about it. Like, I was nervous. I was reading from the text. I was not great. And I was disappointing my country. What the hell am I doing here? And then another part, when I was in Russia, that I thought that they have a presentation, because I heavily rely on my PowerPoint. And then when I got to the hall, they said that, oh, we don't have a PowerPoint slide. That we don't have. It's a panel, and you can talk for 7 minutes. And I was like, what? I was heavily relying on my slide to help me. I was not prepared. And I wish that the ground swallow me when I'm on the stage. Like, I just want to disappear. Like, you have like they give every speaker maybe 10 minutes to talk. I talk for 3 minutes because I don't remember. I was so bad. And, but then again, like I said, you know, this is the experience that built my confidence. Like I screw up big time in Russia, and I was so scared, and I was not great when I first started out. But then again, how else are you going to learn? So back to the question, did I still get nervous? I do. Even today, when I see that there's so many of you, I get nervous even now. But then there's a difference. Our brain, there's a secret. Our brain cannot differentiate between excited and nervous, actually. So sometimes we feel nervous, but actually what we are feeling is excited. So right just now, when I'm feeling this butterfly in my stomach before this presentation, I wanted to, I tell myself, wait, am I excited or to talk to the audience, or am I nervous? It's a little bit of both, but mostly excited. And another thing that I can tell you, that even the most experienced public speaker are nervous. And I watched this video with Shawn Mendes. Yes, now I can talk about something that about around your age. Somebody asked Shawn Mendes, I don't know if you guys are a big fan of him. I'm not sure. Because I don't know what you guys like these days. So somebody asked Shawn Mendes that whether he got nervous before his big presentations. And I like something that he said. He said, of course, man, nervous means you care. So it's the same. I get nervous because I really care that because you guys spend your time today listening to me, I really care that, you know, you bring something back, or I live up to your expectations. So we will always be nervous. It's normal. Even experienced public speakers feel that. And if you started and you make a mistake in the beginning, it's okay, it's fine. That's how you learn.
So take it from Ashiqin, take it from everyone in the comments who said they have messed up, but we're still here today. We're still listening to this webinar. It's fine. So in Project Girls for Girls, we deal with a lot of girls who do have a lack of confidence, especially when it comes to public speaking. And our main tip is always the rule of 3. Remember 3 points. That is the most probably that your brain can remember if you're an average human being, like the most of us. Just remember 3 points and go on stage with that. Okay. So Ashiqin, we have more questions. I hope like you're like you have your coffee next to you, because
I'm excited. Bring it on. It's like having conversation in the Saturday afternoon. We cannot go out, so what else? So we can have a conversation.
That's right. So for all of our international sisters joining in Malaysia, we're having another MCO. It's another movement control order, so none of us can leave home, which is great. But anyway, so the two of us are quite loud. I think the audience can testify to that. Okay, so here's a question from one of us who probably isn't as loud. I am a very timid person. I'm very afraid to share my thoughts because I feel like people are judging me whenever I speak. I always feel anxious during presentations, and I hate speaking on stage or in front of people. How do I reduce that feeling?
Okay. Thank you for the questions. Okay, this is heavy because I will say that I will not in any way undermine your character, you know, meaning that we all built differently. You know, some people are extroverts like me. Some people are much more introverted. And because I was a lecturer, so I deal with many types of students. Some of my students are very happily talking on the stage. Some are very shy, timid, like the person who asked the question. You know, I have a student that if he has to stand in front of the crowd, his hand will hold a paper and literally shake like this. I feel so pity. But as a teacher, to my student that feel that way, and I have the 2 years that I teach my students for this public speaking and all, my way as an educator is to keep making them do it. That is my way. Like, and then over the semesters, I see that my student that in the beginning, the face is white from fear. They become They are one of the students who started timid, and then at the end of the semester, look at me and say, Miss, you shut up. I talk. And I was like, wow, is this the same person that was actually almost fainted in the beginning of the semester? So for the person who are asking these questions, we are built differently. But if being able to talk in public and being able to be confident, talking in public is something you wanted to achieve, there's bad news and good news here. The bad news is you have to keep doing it. And that's how you get better. The good news is if you keep doing it, you will get better. And the good news is, actually, let me tell you a secret. Everybody else doesn't have their shit together. So don't worry too much. You know,
that's the secret, guys. None of us, I have my script by the side here.
You guys, come on. You're so worried that people are judging. And, you know, the most common theme that I hear is that when you talk about, you know, about confidence, it's about how we're so worried about other people's perception about us and what people think about us. One, people don't think about you. Okay, maybe they think about you for 5 minutes in a day. And then what? You know, like, okay, I get super passionate about this. Take a step back, yeah? Imagine yourself. How much do you think about other people? Maybe a little bit, because the rest of the day you're busy about your own stuff. You're busy about your assignment. You're busy about your job. Do I have a job tomorrow? Did my boss piss off at me? We are self-centered creatures. We are thinking a lot of ourselves. So maybe we think about other people, maybe 2 minutes. Dia tu. I know about her. Yeah, she's okay. You know, 5 minutes. Do you really want to base your life? Do you really want to make decision about your life about people who think about you for a few minutes? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. So that is, yes, it's not worth it. You know, people, and like I said just now, let me tell you a little bit of secret. We are all, when it comes to life, I'm 38 years old now. Nobody get everything figured out. We all wing it, you know, we go as we do as we go. And not everybody get our shit together. So don't worry too much about what people think about you. I wish that I learned this earlier in my life, but unfortunately I learned it much later. So now I'm telling you, all young people, like, this is the wisdom from a 38 years old.
Love it. Like, there's a quote that really sticks to me when it comes to the opinion of others, and it's something that was shared by Izana, actually. And it is, why are you so affected by the opinion of someone you don't even respect? And that made me sit down. I was just like, oh my God, you're right. Why am I panicking?
Correct.
So,
but also, let me add that from Izana, I love what she said. You know, if we don't respect that, why would we listen to that? But it's easier than done, because our nature of wanting to be accepted. You know, we are social creatures. We haven't, even though we develop as a human being, we haven't developed our caveman thinking. In the old time, thousands of years ago, when we still live in a cave, we need to be accepted for our survival. So we need to be accepted, you know, so that we don't have to, you know, like the saber-toothed tiger will not eat us, or dinosaur will not. So we need to be in a community. So that part of our brain has not been developed fully. So we still crave for validation and acceptance. So we are being accepted to the tribe. However, now we can choose. We are not in a life-threatening situation. So we can choose who and what we're listening to.
That's true. So speaking about evolving, you know, and adapting, building our confidence, to me at least, was a bit easier when we could still meet face to face, because you can see people's body language. You can, you know, like they can see how nervous you are, and we connect over that. But I think it's a very, very important question for this day and age, which is, how can we network and approach people online and not make it feel awkward in times of COVID?
This is where, thank you for the question. This is where I'm going to be straight with you guys. I don't have the concrete answer for this, because COVID really threw me off the curve myself, because how do I say it? We've been here in self-confidence is something that you cultivate for many, many years. So self-confidence online, which we have to cultivate so fast, because we don't have a choice, especially in Malaysia. We still, everything has been done online. I am actually still learning on this part as well. But I would say that mastering etiquette, online etiquette, is the good start. You know, don't, if you are approaching someone for formal stuff, don't like, I have people on LinkedIn just like send me like, hey, what's up? Like, come on, man, it's LinkedIn. So there is basic online etiquette. So mastering online etiquette, probably a good start by not making things awkward. And, you know, how you word your email, maybe how you word your messaging. So that is another thing that, that we can do. And I find it very interesting that I have a conversation with a friend recently, and I told him that I am having a hard time adjusting to this online thing. And then he said to me like, babe, there's no choice. This is the future. You got to pivot. You got to master the way of making connection online. So once I master that, I'm going to share with you guys. So because right now I'm also learning.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm gonna put up a summary of what you said, just so after the call I can refer to it too. All right. So we have a question coming in. It's also around self-confidence, but this time around, the narrative is flipped. Let's say you're someone who's very confident of yourself. The question is this specifically: how to interact with men who are insecure about successful women in the workplace. How do you then gain their confidence in a male-dominated workplace? To our men in the audience, it's a not all men type of situation. We know some of you are amazing. That's why you're here with us today. But there are some who get insecure. So, Ashiqin, like how did you deal with it? Have you ever gone through it?
Okay. I can get so emotional when talking about this. Give me a moment. Okay.
Get emotional, Kak Long. We're here for it.
This is a systemic problem. Okay. Whether, again, I want to apologize in advance, because there are some, how do I say, we are living in very patriarchal, to all the men in the audience, this is the reality. We are living in a very patriarchal society where men are having a system that men have a system that support their, sorry to say, mediocrity. Because there is a system that support the mediocrity, there is insecurity, because you feel that, you know, I'm actually not that great, but the system is making me great through the system itself, create insecurity. So how do you actually communicate with them is that, sorry,
please mute your mic. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would say that how can I say it? My question is, on what level that we need to interact with them? Is it really necessary? Do they actually have the power to make or break our career? Or is it just to make the job much easier? So I personally don't really like to inflate anyone's egos. That's not my style. So it's not my job to fix your insecurity. But I also understand the dynamic of working place where there are men like this, and these people can make or break your career. So I would say find a way around it without really losing yourselves. You know, that I don't want to say, you know, go for it, you know, you be super strong, come super strong, because you never know what is the consequences that can be done, that can happen to your career. So I would say be smart about how you approach insecure men. But when it comes to relationship, on the other hand, I do not have time for this.
Yes, yes, that's it. That's it. Like, that's what we want.
Workplace, I know there's lots of at stake. You know, your career, maybe your career projections, your salary increment will be, so be smart about it. And only you know the character of this person at your workplace. But when it comes to relationship, on the other hand, I do not have time for insecure men. I do not have time for it. You know, if my partner right now is, you know, it's insecure, because look, this is a little bit off topic. Huh? I've experienced how insecure men destroy my self-esteem in the beginning when I was young. You know, I used to date someone who tell me that I'm not smart enough, tell me that you think you're so pretty, you think people want to be with you. This is the kind of relationship that I was in when I was young. And then I realized that this has nothing to do with me. You are insecure about yourself, because, you know, if I know my worth, I'm going to leave your ass. So, sorry, I'm going to leave you. So basically that's what it does. That's what it does. Insecurity can impose horrible thing on other people. So no, I don't have time for it. And I will say to girls out there, it's not your job to fix someone's insecurity. It's not your job to fix whatever issues that is in another person. I know the ideas is nice. Oh, I'm going to fix this man. I'm going to fix him. Why are you fixing him? Why?
That's it.
Why are we fixing anything? We have things to do, life to live, achievement, ambition. So why are we fixing people? So it's...
We love it. We love that. We love that. We love that comment. Like, it took me 3 times to finish that sentence, you know?
Or
So,
maybe it can be fixed, Kak Long.
Sorry?
Maybe it can be fixed.
Well, I think it's the job of that person to fix it themselves. It's not our job to fix it, you know? So, yeah.
Ladies, men, gentlemen, unless you are a therapist or you're being paid for this, we have our own lives to live.
No, I have to, let me take a moment. I'm not bashing men, because I can say that this is not me bashing men. I would say that in any relationship, men or women, the same. It's not our job to fix anyone, you know?
That's
so
true.
When you wanted to, this is coming from my own mistake. If you want to enter into a relationship or whatever, make sure whatever is issue that you don't resolve first, so that you don't impose on other people, you know? So that's it.
Kak Long, like you have shared some amazing tips, tricks. You've opened your eyes to a couple of things. My posture is still so bad. I'm so sorry. I'll fix it. But we are, right? But we're also, we've kind of reached the end of our session, unfortunately.
Okay.
So, but before we end, if possible, can we please, for those of us who can, switch our cameras on so we can just take one very large virtual group photo?
Yeah, I think we are towards the end already, and can I take the opportunity to thank all you guys?
Yes. Go ahead, Along. The floor is yours.
So yeah, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Girls for Girls, and even though it's virtually, I see the comments coming. I love it. You know, I wish that I can meet you guys in person. Unfortunately, this is the best we can do for now. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I hope that there are some key takeaways that you can take out of this today. And also a small announcement that Clue to the Zoo is also have another webinar tomorrow, which is on communication skill and employers' expectation. So if you interested to learn about communication skills and how to have the best communication skills for your future employers, for example, or current employers, we have it on Clue to the Zoo YouTube channel. It's live. We live stream it there. It's free for everyone. So just tune in tomorrow, 8 to 9:30 p.m. So I will be moderating 3 experts. So I hope to see you guys there as well.
Look them up on Instagram, guys. You can find them there. Okay, so we have actually a lot more questions that we're unfortunately unable to answer. For everyone in the crowd who did ask a question, but we didn't manage to answer it, we will work something out with Ashiqin. Hopefully, you're okay with that, Katlong, so that we can get an answer to all of these important questions. But for now, shall we get ready for our virtual group photo?
Sure.
Ellis, are you taking the photo? Oh,
No,
Izana, are you? Okay.
I'm going to start. We've got quite a few pages, and people might be on different pages. So do me a favor and keep smiling for a couple of minutes. I'm going to do the first page. 1, 2, smile. Okay, ini page 1. Tunggu sekejap I did like 6 pages.
Amazing. I love it. I love to see Izana dealing with technology.
I mean, anyone who's a friend of mine knows I'm a little bit technologically not the best. Page 2, smile. Okay. All right. Sorry, I banyak muka surat ni.
This is the first time I get to see everyone's faces because it was just mine and Katlong. So like you guys look amazing. Look at the smile.
Do open up your videos, if your cameras, if you want to be part of the picture. If you don't, we totally get it as well. No problem.
If you can't find your hijabs, grab a towel, grab a cap. It's completely fine.
Jessica's clearly done that before.
Unfortunately, yes.
I was on a call this morning. I thought mandi lagi, and then they were like, "Oh, switch on your cameras." I'm like, "No way, I'm not switching that on." Okay, hang on. Sorry, 2 more pages.
Power pose, flash it.
And last one, cheesy cat, as my niece would say. Alrighty, done. Thank you so much, ladies and gents. I see some amazing gents here. Mo, I like your comments. Thank you so much.
More like Noor, Muhammad, like Hisham, like thank you so much for joining.
Yes. Thank you to Hisham for joining.
That's amazing. So
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
I have a question for the Kakak Ashiqin.
Hello, hi Anis.
Hi Anis. So for those of you who can stay on, please do. For those of you who have to leave, we'll send you a recording. Thank you so much.
I want to ask one question. Please answer my question.
Okay, Anis.
Okay.
Kakak Ashiqin, I have a mental illness, but I really confident that I have a diseases or illness. But sometimes the people know my illness, right? So when you do anything, the people not respect and be confident to me to do all the things that any tip from Kakak Ashiqin to give to me as a mental illness patient, which is to be more confident to the people. I am a confident people, but the around all us not confident to me about stigma, because the Malaysians stigma about a mental illness are very negativity. So how to me to boost really boost energy or confident, but I'm confident, but I want to push more confident.
Okay, Anis, thank you for sharing. You're so brave to share your situation with us today. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I would say, okay, macam ni. Anis, I'm not a psychologist, so I cannot talk on the mental illness part. However, I can tell you that unfortunately, the stigma on mental illness is still very heavy in this country. I hope that eventually people will educate themselves on this topic and view it in a much more better way. But I can tell you something, that you said that you're very confident. It's just other people, it's not taking you seriously or behaving badly around you. I can tell you something, Anis, we cannot control how other people behave. We cannot. This is not something we can control, but we can control how we feel, how we view ourselves. So do not, I know it's easier said than done, but this is the reality. If you try to control other people's behavior, it's impossible. You know, there are people that is going to hate you. There are people that is going to say bad things about you. This is something you cannot control, but you can control what you can do. So Kak Long will tell Anis, improve yourself every day, be better, do better, view yourself in the light way, make yourself proud of yourself. What other people think, just take it in the pinch of salt, because you cannot control them anyway. Yang penting, the most important thing is how you see yourselves, how you appreciate yourself. So that is something you can control. So I applaud your bravery for sharing this with me today. So Anis tak boleh control behavior orang lain. You can control only yourselves. So I would say
but I really confident to me that if I have a mental illness, it's not about my weakness, is about my strengths, from I think a gift from Allah to me. I be a better person, but sometimes I am a low mood. Sometimes people judge. You have a mental illness, you don't, you tak boleh buat macam ni, tak boleh macam ni. All my decision all stick about my illness, because all the people, all of my friends know my illness. But I'm confident I just be myself, and I think I I always taught you, kakak, to boost my energy positive for me.
I would say, Anis, those people that was not nice to you, don't
have friends, because nobody want to friend to me.
So don't call them friends. I would say that, because friends will not do that to you. And I would say that maybe you have not find your circle of trust yet. The people that is actually nice and kind and understanding will not use your stigma, your situation towards you. So I know that it's not easy to be alone and you probably have no friends, but at least you don't have fake friends, you know? So it's okay. It's so there's somebody say, Christina, let's be friends. So there are some people who want to be your friends already.
Follow my Instagram, Anisbalki 18, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much for the tip. I hope I can be more positive like you.
Yes,
thank you so much for the girls. Girls, apa?
You are very positive already.
Thank you, Anis.
Thank you so much for the Vidna. I really love this Vidna.
I'm happy to be here.
Hugs, Anis. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Stay tuned to our future collaboration with Ashiqin to answer all your questions that you've sent in.
Yes, actually, I wouldn't mind to do this again. So just
yes.
You
know. If you can, follow us on Instagram. You can find us at Girls for Girls Malaysia. I'll put it in the chat box. Have a happy weekend, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Thank you, Ashiqin.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.